Hey guys, Justin Morgan here, and today's video I'm talking about my top 10 vegan bodybuilders list video that I made a few years ago. And a big question that I get on that video to this day, which is great because I'm glad that people are still watching it, still getting views, still drawing attention, and that is, why wasn't Frank Madrano and Karl S. in the video? And I'll get to that in a few minutes, but first I just wanted to give a little bit of background on the video itself. I had been a vegan for about a year at that time, and I had only been lifting for a short time. So I had been a vegan, said, hey, I want to start lifting weights. And so I did. And I wanted to know, are there other vegans out there? Are there other vegan lifters that are doing anything in strength sports or bodybuilding or whatever? I didn't know there even was a difference. I didn't care. I was just lifting. I wanted to get jacked and tan. But so I started looking up, Googling, searching around the internet, finding these people, and what I found was that there were tons of guys out there. There were not only other vegan lifters, but there were lifters that had set world records in strength sports, that had competed in national level bodybuilding competitions. And I thought, well, these people on YouTube, they clearly don't realize that all these vegans are out there, or they wouldn't be making these stupid, naive comments about how vegans don't grow muscle. And I'm not even sure that those people believe that. They just like trolling, for the most part. I don't know. I usually, when I talk to people, I take them at sincerity. I assume they're sincere, and I try to be nice and friendly to people. I'm not always like that. I'm not always perfect. I get in a bad mood, and I troll too. So, I can't really hold anything against anyone else. But nevertheless, to answer that question, why wasn't Frank Madrano and Karl S. why weren't they part of that video? And Karl S. is a really easy one, because at that time, nobody had ever heard of Karl S. He didn't have a YouTube channel. He wasn't on the internet. You couldn't Google Karl S. and see vegan bodybuilders or any of that. He wasn't around. So Karl S. is an easy one. He just wasn't there. There was no Karl S. at that time when I made the video. I mean, now, yeah, I know very well who Karl S. is and all that. But at that time, that wasn't a resource, so that's why he didn't make that video. But as far as Frank Madrano goes, Frank Madrano is great. He was actually one of my inspirations. He was the very first thing that I saw that I took seriously and considered going vegan. That was when he made his very first YouTube video in 2011. He took some pictures of cows that had been slaughtered and hanging upside down, and chickens in crates stacked on top of crates, dozens high, and put that in the beginning of his video. And I was looking up calisthenics videos because I wanted to get into calisthenics and doing push-ups and pull-ups and that kind of thing. And I saw that video and I thought, wow, that's something else. I'm down with this. I'm gonna go vegetarian. I did that for a very short time, and then I went full vegan. I went full potato. But yeah, so I think very highly of Frank Madrano. The only reason I didn't choose to put him in that video is because he's not a bodybuilder. He's very lean. Very muscular. I'm not saying anything about him, but he doesn't compete in bodybuilding. So putting him in a vegan bodybuilding thing just didn't really make any sense to me. Really, he is a legitimate athlete. So I don't really know how I think of bodybuilders. I don't usually think of them as athletes, though. I think of them more as showmen, I guess, because they don't really compete in the sense of physical competition. They are a sport in the sense that, figure skating is a sport in the Olympics. It's a subjective sport, whereas weightlifting or powerlifting or strongman are all objectives. You hit a certain number. They're objective sports. You reach a certain total among your 3 lifts. Or in the case of weightlifting, your 2 lifts, the clean and jerk and the snatch. And strongman, you get a certain time, or you lift a certain weight, and all that's factored into a very fixed mathematical ratio that comes out to the winner. So it's objective. There's numbers. Whereas in bodybuilding, or as I mentioned, figure skating, the judges kind of base the winner off their off their subjective opinion of what the body should look like or how figure skating should go. So in truth, I really think what Frank Madrano does is a lot more than what bodybuilders do. I guess it's similar in that, like, the calisthenics movement, what those guys do is it's subjective as well, but it is a physical competition, though. There is a physical aspect of it, whereas in bodybuilding, all the physical parts done by the day of the competition, apart from being able to flex for minutes on end. I don't really know a lot about that, so I would imagine. I don't really care to flex. I'm not particularly interested in bodybuilding per se. I'm more interested in strength sports, at least right now at the moment. But the simple part of it is to simply answer the question about Frank Madrano. Why wasn't he in the video? Because he's not a bodybuilder. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. If you got any video ideas or anything you would like to see topics covered, put them in the box below. Take it easy. I'll talk to you guys next time.